Right. Security code is entered, all the camera footage is looping, and my night just got a whole lot easier. Guards are unconscious or locked in their office now, so all that stands between me and the payday for that jade statuette over there is a stroll along this, hideously decorated hallway. It's almost too easy. Invisible tripwires. I knew it. Must have had them recently installed. Those blueprints I bought are out of date. Probably have to speak to Fixer about a discount for that, but for now, I need to focus on getting past them. Not like it's going to be difficult for a master thief like me. There. One jade statuette. Come to Mama. Oh, boy. You are far more tantalizing up close. Did they keep you locked up in a stuffy museum, Don't worry. I think you'll be much happier coming home with me. Someone that'll take care of you. Actually appreciate you, worship you. At least until I sell you. Though you are awfully pretty. I know I got hired to nab you, but, maybe I won't do that? I think you'd look awfully nice sitting on my bookshelf with the rest of the artifacts I've... Oh. Hello there. I see we have an eavesdropper. And a superhero, no less. You spooked me. I wasn't expecting company. And such attractive company at that. Yes, I can see you, perched up there in the shadows, all dramatic-like. Why don't you come down here, I promise I don't bite. Much, anyway. Oh, come here, let's chat. You're already crashing the party. Might as well socialize a bit. And I always like to see who I'm talking to. Just, watch where you land, The tripwires are still active, after all. I'd hate to have our talk interrupted by some alarm bells ringing. Good. Glad to see you're polite. How long were you up there watching me, In fact, how did you even know I was here? I was being perfectly sneaky. None of the guards knew what hit them until they were unconscious. So, how'd you find me, You saw me entering the building? Why, I did that from the rooftop. You must have been awfully high to notice a thing like that. Can you fly, perhaps? You're not wearing a cape. The flying ones usually do. Swinging? Like from a vine? You Tarzan, me Jane? Oh, interesting. Hang on. I think I've heard of you. Aren't you that new super who's shown up recently? The one everyone hates and can't ever seem to catch a break? I'm such a big fan. Gosh, the media certainly loves having a go at you, don't they? If they're not accusing you of being a criminal one minute, they're saying you're causing too much collateral damage the next. Not that the other superheroes don't cause way more problems than you, but I guess that's beside the point, isn't it? You're not a member of any teams, and I suppose people need someone to blame for their problems, don't they? It must be really hard. Living your life, I mean. Oh yes, I know a fair bit about you. The shadows just threw me off for a second. I always try to keep an eye on the supers in whatever city I'm currently operating in. But I've kept a much closer one on you. There's something a little different about you compared to the other heroes. Something that helps you stand out. That costume, for one. I love it. The colors, the logo, the, tightness. Must be awfully hot in there. But I suppose the style is worth it, In fact, once I'm out of here, I might have to ask my tailor to make me my own copy. You're okay with cosplays, right? I promise to make it look, even better. Not like you have much choice anyway. I'm inspired. What do you mean I won't be getting out of here? Arrest me? You're going to arrest moi? Oh, like I haven't heard that before. You're not the first superhero I've met, you know? Though, you are the first that hasn't just started throwing punches as soon as they saw me. So, I thank you for that. Nice to see you've got a brain behind that mask. Some of those heroes are so thick-headed. They think just because I'm well-known and wearing a costume that I want to fight. Most of the time, actually, all of the time, I don't. I'm a pacifist at heart, if you can believe it. My name, well, my code name, is Shroud. We're not close enough for real names yet, but it's lovely to meet you. Oh, yes, I have quite the reputation. Shame you haven't heard of me. One would think a hero such as yourself would keep their ear closer to the ground. But then again, I suppose that's hard when you're swinging through the sky, saving the city every other Tuesday. I'm a supervillain, as you can tell. But not one of the, evil ones. I'm not affiliated with Baron Blitz or his assembly of awful lunatics or anything, so don't worry about that. Just like you're not affiliated with the Heroes Guild, correct? Right, I thought so. You've got way too much class for that group. Ain't that funny, though, that you and I met like that? Just a couple of outsiders, neither of us fitting in with our respective cliques. Oh, you want to, though, don't you? Fit in, I mean. Why else would you be doing this? Seems nowadays most of the so-called superheroes are just doing this for money, or fame, or movie deals. Can't say I really blame them. A friend of mine, Shockwave, turned hero a while ago. Joined the guild after a whole kerfuffle. They've been doing quite well. Far better than when they were a villain. But it's not for me to judge. Me, though, I'm fine where I am. On my own. Doing my own thing and robbing museums. Speaking of which, I know we're having quite the engaging conversation, my friend, but I think you were about to... Ah, yes, now you remember. Sorry for distracting you. You're here to arrest me, to prove yourself to the Heroes Guild one criminal at a time and one day join their ranks. Correct? No? Oh, good. I was hoping you were going to let me go. After all, I'm not as bad as some of those other villains you fought, am I? Not as nasty or vile or murderous. Oh. So, you are planning on arresting me, but you're not doing it because you want to join the guild? I see. Well, thanks for clarifying and for not throwing punches. Very kind of you. Some of the heroes would take any opportunity they can to take out one such as I, even though I'm not even remotely threatening. Glad to see you're not one of them. So go ahead, slap the handcuffs on me. I'll give you no trouble. I know when I'm caught. You don't carry handcuffs? How vanilla. Well, however do you apprehend villains, my masked friend? Knock them unconscious? My, how surprisingly savage of you. And here I thought I was speaking with a kind-hearted soul. You're not going to hurt me, are you? I know I talk a big game, but I really am quite fragile. I don't possess superpowers like yourself, see? Everything I do is based on experience and skill. I wasn't always this competent, I'll have you know. Oh, good. I don't think I'd survive a blow from one of your superpowered fists. Why, the muscles you somehow fit into that suit. Sorry. Sorry, I'm, getting distracted. Which is certainly very easy when I'm in your vicinity, darling. But what's the plan, then? You have nothing to apprehend me with, and, you don't seem the type to attack someone who's not threatening you. Do we just wait for the police? Oh, yes, I forgot. They have a reward out for your capture, don't they? Terrible shame. I bet that doesn't help your escapades much, does it? I suppose you could leave a few moments before they arrive, but then there's the risk I'll escape, isn't there? What to do? I don't suppose you could just let me go, could you? After all, it'd be oh so terrible for someone as charming and friendly as me to wind up in prison, wouldn't it? No. Well, in that case, my friend, I think we're at an impasse. Yes, there's only one option indeed. I'll, push you into those tripwires we discussed. Then I'll grapple out of here and you can take the blame. Oh, sorry to disappoint you, my friend. I certainly was enjoying our conversation. But I have bills to pay and... Hey! The statuette, give me that back! Why, you cheeky little... Oh, well played. Tell you what, let's call it even, shall we? I'll escape, you keep the statue. Deal? No deal. Well, in that case... I'll just have to close this window and lock you inside. How about that? Oh, there's not a doubt in my mind you can't escape from there before the police arrive, darling. I wouldn't have locked you in if I thought you couldn't. But this'll give me a head start. Even if only a few seconds. But that's really all I need. But don't think I'm happy about this. You made me fail my mission, darling. That's the first time something like that's happened. And I promise, it won't happen again. Ever. But for now, I'm content to call it even. So, see you around. And remember, the next time we meet, I'll be far less gentle. Bye. Right. Got everything I need for tonight, I think. Let me just double-check my list. New grappling hook, smoke pellets, materials for the costume. Yep. I am good. Time to start heading home. Gonna be a cold one tonight, I think, and... Oh. Hello there, sir. Do you want something? You certainly seem to want my attention, given the way you're pointing that gun at me. Oh, you're a mugger. Very cool. Not the most rewarding career choice I often find. Who are you mugging? Me? That's adorable. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's just, okay, sorry, I think I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm so sorry if that seemed rude. I didn't mean anything by it. But honestly, out of everyone in this city, you chose the wrong person to rob, my friend. I mean, it's hilarious, really. Such a terrible choice on your part. You see, you may not have realized it due to my friendly personality, but, I'm a supervillain. I know I'm not wearing my costume, but look into my eyes. You see the danger in them? And currently, they're fixated on you. So, you can either escape their gaze and run along, or, I'll show you what being a supervillain really means. What the... Oh, come on, not you again. Are you done? I had that, thank you very much. I was just talking that idiot down, and then you had to show up and ruin everything. Oh, really? Not everybody needs to be saved, you know? Some of us mere mortals are just fine saving ourselves. Oh, don't act like you don't recognize me. It's me. Shroud. Remember? From the museum. I know you've been following me. Why else would you be in this specific alley when I just so happened to be getting mugged? Oh, right. You were investigating a series of muggings in the area. I totally believe you. Now really, what are you doing here? It's been a couple of weeks since that museum thing. Are you here to arrest me? Did it take you that long to figure out who I really was? Because my mask isn't really that secretive. Just a bit of style for my capers to keep things fun. Very few people ever actually see my face when I'm on the job. You're one of the few. So, I'll ask again. What are you doing here? I know your routines. I've been keeping an eye on you, remember? Even more so since we met. And I know this isn't where you normally patrol. So what's going on here, Because I know I seemed nice and friendly back at the museum, but that was before you stole my statue. I'm less inclined to be nice now, buddy. So, what do you want? You're joking. You're telling me you've been going out of your way to find me because you want to go on a date? Why, oh why would you want to do that, Also, You think awfully highly of yourself? What makes you think I'm available? Maybe that whole flirty supervillain thing back at the museum was just an act, To get you to lower your guard? I mean, it worked, didn't it? Kind of. But to answer your unasked question, I am single. By choice, not due to lack of opportunity. I'm usually pretty busy planning my capers, friend, and I don't have much of a social life outside of work. Oh, and before you ask, I don't date supervillains. The ones I associate with are either way too into it or, losers. There's no middle ground. Which one am I? Oh, that's very cute. I am the exception, the perfect in-between. Committed, talented, sane, down to earth. But not too little and not too much. I wonder which of those you are, It's been my experience it applies to heroes, too. So, maybe you're an exception as well? Because you're not a loser, despite what everyone says. But you're not too committed either, if you're serious about what you're asking. I mean, what makes you think I'd want to date you? Sure, you're intriguing and very pleasant on the eyes. And I suppose you did just save me, even though I didn't actually need saving. But you're a superhero. And you're a good person. Both of those are red flags in my book, darling. And from your perspective, I'm a criminal. Why on earth would you want to date me? Oh, I'm really the only person who's been nice to you while you were in costume? A word of advice. Sympathy points are not generally the best card to play when asking a girl out. But I think you meant that, didn't you? Oh, well, why not? It could be amusing. All right, then. Fine. I'll go on a date with you. But remember, I'm doing this for you more than I'm doing it for me. And if I get an inkling that this is secretly a trap of some kind or anything like that, I'm going to escape. Got it? I'll scamper across the rooftops and you'll never see me again. That'll be that. I am still impressed that you tracked me down. You're the first person who's done that. I feel like a celebrity running into a fan at an airport. So weird. Before we get down to dating, though, there is one condition. Oh, no, nothing like that. You can say no, but if you do, well, the date's off. We have to do it in costume. You heard right. In costume, masks on, and takeout. I want takeout. After all, there's no way we're going to be able to eat at a restaurant in costume, is there? Oh, I am wearing my costume. It's under my clothes. I always keep it on, just in case. So, if you'll kindly turn around. Thank you. Right. Here's the plan, then. I want Italian. Something hot and spicy. So, I'll leave that to you. You're the one who wants this date. You can sort it out. I'll sort out the venue, and we can meet up in a few minutes. What? What do you mean you don't have any money? I know the costume is skin tight, but I thought you'd at least be able to fit a wallet in there. Oh, fine. I'm a modern woman. I can pick up the check. You're lucky you're cute. Here's some cash. It should be enough, especially in a neighborhood like this. We'll meet up again in a few minutes and enjoy a nice meal together, all right? Now, remember, hot and spicy. I don't care what it is, so long as it meets those criteria, okay? I'll see you shortly. Up here. Hello? Oh, I can smell that stuff from the rooftops. Come on up, it smells great. There you are. You got that stuff fast. I've set this whole thing up. Looks nice, doesn't it? Especially when you consider how quickly I did it. I think, once you get over the slight chill in the air, you'll find this is better than any restaurant, isn't it? I mean, with a view like this, I'd say it's worth the chill. Now, what'd you get me, I'm starving. Oh, this is exactly what I would have ordered. Great minds think alike there, cutie. We're off to a good start. What did you get? Oh, looks nice. Can I try some? I'll let you have some of mine. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, it is really good. Great choice. So, how have you been? Up to much? Fighting crime, righting wrongs, living a double life? Well, I assume you have a secret identity. What with that mask you're rolling up slightly to expose your mouth? Not like you can eat food through it, right? So, what do you do when you're not wearing a costume? Oh, I'm not trying to find out who you are. I wouldn't pry into your secret identity. I'm just curious. I mean, if you don't tell me, I'll just have to make something up for you, Maybe you're a, mild-mannered reporter? Yeah, that's original. Ooh, or a science whiz. An astronaut. Stripper? Gotta be something like it with a body like yours. Really? I wouldn't have guessed. Must be hard to balance the superhero stuff and the real-world stuff all the time. Why do you do it? I mean, me? I'm me all the time, even out of costume. That encounter with the mugger? I didn't hesitate to start flexing who I was. But you... I bet if you'd been out of costume, you would have played the part, wouldn't you? You'd have pretended you're a meek little civilian. Then as soon as they robbed you, you would have gotten into costume and tracked them down. I have to admit, that does sound fun. But I bet it gets tedious. You know, I can't think of a single other superhero with a secret identity nowadays. No major ones, anyway. Why do you do it? Oh, I'll be more specific. I could ask that about a lot of things you do, really, but why do you live among them? Pretend you're a civilian. I don't get it. All right, I get you don't want to abandon your friends or family or anything, but I'm not saying you do that. I'm just wondering why you still work a 9 to 5. Wouldn't it be more fun to drop the man and embrace the super? That's what I do. And look at me. I'm much happier than you are. I can't see your eyes, but I bet if I took that mask off, you'd have bags under them, wouldn't you? From all the stress. Not only from fighting crime, but from keeping such a big secret from people. And your social life can't be that great. I mean, you asked me out for one. A supervillain you've met once and literally tried to arrest. Talk about desperate, right? Oh, I was only joking. But wouldn't it be nice to remove that stress, hero? Wouldn't it be nice to live a little? Sorry. I apologize. Probably pushing my luck a bit there too much, wasn't I? Still, you have to admit, being a superhero full-time would be much more rewarding, wouldn't it? All the other heroes do it. You could focus on fixing your public image. Maybe even start getting paid. Do you have any idea how much money people make off sponsorship deals these days? That could be you, my friend. Yes, I do seem to know a lot about that stuff, don't I? Like I said, I keep my eye on a lot of you hero types. I know what you get up to. But, being serious, out of all of them, you are by far the most interesting. It's very tempting to peel that mask away, see the person underneath, but I'm not going to, because that's no fun. I don't want to see who you pretend to be. I want to see who you really are. And I'm hoping that's who's sitting here right now. You see, I have this theory. Superhero masks are a bit like being on the internet. There's a certain anonymity to them. And the way people act with that anonymity shows you who they really are deep down. Usually. But I'm not sure in your case. You spend half your time pretending to be one person, the other half pretending to be someone else. I mean, which part of you is real, I can't tell. I'm the real me, right now, sitting in front of you. Even with my mask off, I'm the same person. Not you, though. So, which one is it, I'm hoping it's who I'm speaking to now. And, not the civilian. But until you figure that out, friend, I'm going to have to leave you. I had a really nice time tonight. The meal was top-notch. But the company? Oh, the company. Exquisite. I had a lovely time. But I don't like being lied to, friend. Or people lying to themselves. So, until you've decided who you really are, I don't want to see you again. Got it? You can keep the rest of the cash I gave you, all right? From the sound of things, you needed a lot more than I do. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Maybe grab another meal? But like I said, until you know who you are, until you've decided whether you're a hero or a civilian, do us both a favor and stay away, all right? Because I'm meant to be the supervillain in this relationship. See ya. Hi. Oh, calm down, calm down. I didn't mean to startle you. Well, I did a little bit. The look on your face was pretty funny. But really, darling, after the last couple of little chats we've had, I'd have thought you'd trust me by now. So, hi. Again. Nice to see you. Been a couple of weeks since we last met, and, I must admit, I've been looking forward to our next little get-together. So much so, I did something I never, ever do, and went out of my way looking for a superhero. Oh, you were going to ask what I was doing here? Like always, my friend, I'm 2 steps ahead. I mentioned this before, but I know your patrol routes, where you're most often sighted, the places you frequent. They're all in this district. So I just came and waited, plunked myself down on a rooftop and kept my eyes open. Yes, that's right. I'm stalking you this time. Payback. Let's see how you like it. But what's a little friendly stalking between lovers, And remember, you did it first. I didn't really have much else to do today, so I caught up on some reading. Currently reading this older book, Seduction of the Innocent. It's an essay about how comic book fiction is making kids crazy or something from the 1950s. Crazy, I know. Anyway, I was getting to this really interesting part. Interesting in a deluded sort of way. When all of a sudden, who do I see swinging by but you? On your travels, keeping an eye out, completely oblivious to the fact I was nearby. I'd almost be hurt if I didn't know it's because you're just so great at your job. Anyway, I popped my bookmark in, got into costume, and started following you. I thought you were heading to your apartment or something. Maybe going to a little superhero team-up? I think that's what you people call them. But no, I saw you land on this rooftop and head inside. Took me a second, but, I remembered what you told me before. This is where you work, isn't it? It must be, given the amount of time you've spent here, and how relaxed you were when you walked out onto the rooftop. This must be routine for you at this point. Again, sorry I startled you. You must have thought I was one of your co-workers. I'm surprised you didn't notice. I'd like to think I'm hard to miss. Actually, don't you have some kind of superpower that tells you when you're in danger? It didn't tell you I was near? Oh, your little early warning system doesn't consider me a threat? Isn't that cute? Now come on, get off your high horse and sit down here with me. It'll be just like last time. We've got a really nice view, and I've got takeout. Yep, right here, freshly cooked. Italian again. I had an Uber deliver it. I wasn't sure what you wanted, so I ordered, one of everything. Oh, yeah, I guess I could have just ordered what you had last time, but this is more fun. Plus, it's not like I can't afford it. And you can have a doggy bag. Take the leftovers home. What can I say? Crime does pay. Just, be careful not to get any on your suit. I'd hate for you to get sauce or something on it. It's tough to get stains out of spandex. Really impressed with the costume change, by the way. Doing it in the stairwell. Haven't seen that one before. Is that why you work so late? So people won't wonder why you're heading up to the roof rather than going downstairs with everyone else? Or is it because you constantly have to sneak out when a crime's happening nearby? Gotta meet those deadlines somehow. Oh, calm down, I didn't get a look at your face. At least, not the part that matters. I can see your mouth, but usually that's not enough to identify a person. Unless you're Sherlock Holmes or Mystery Man or something. But really, why would I want to? I mean, I'm sure you're very attractive under there. But everything I want to see is right here. In that mask. But that does bring me nicely on topic with what I mentioned last time. Have you given some thought to what I said? You know, about, knowing who you really are, all that jazz. I probably came off a little absolutist about it last time, and I'm sorry about that. Obviously, your civilian identity is always going to be a part of who you are. After all, it's how you were born. But you get what I'm saying, right? If you keep trying to balance both of those lives, neither one's going to flourish, sweetie. You're struggling to meet deadlines, your coworkers think you're weird, and your boss is probably screaming at you, telling you to get your act together, not realizing you're the only reason the city's still intact after all those supervillains you put away. Oh, yes, I absolutely heard about that. Lovely work. Actually, that snitch you interrogated? The one who told you about the heist those guys were going to pull? Yeah, Jimmy the Snitch. Him. I paid him to tell you. I heard about what was going down through my contacts, knew it was bad news, and, thought you could handle it. What can I say? You're just that reliable. I was right, of course. I often am. You took those guys down? I admit it took a bit of effort and a couple of bruises, but you've got to earn it, right? I was watching the whole time. And I promise if there was even a second where I thought you were in any real danger, I would have stepped in. But I didn't have to, did I? Because you are the best, even if nobody realizes it. Well, nobody else. I'm happily aware of it. Consider me the, chairwoman of your fan club. Huh. And even after all you did for them, they still hate you, don't they? Why is that? There must be something you're doing wrong. Though I'll be damned if I can figure out what it is. Can't be the costume. It's dynamite. I wasn't joking when I said I was making my own version of it. What do you think those materials I was buying last time were for? From what I can tell, you're always very kind and helpful. You go out of your way to save people. Sure, you make awful jokes, but they're not that bad. Is it the secret identity? Again, most heroes nowadays are either public or part of the Heroes Guild. You're neither. And you don't want to change that, do you? So maybe that's why. I know the average person on the street trusts you, but overall, until you can fix your reputation, the cops, the SHCB, they'll all be after you. There must be something you can do to change that, Or maybe don't. They already think you're a criminal. Why change their minds? Maybe embrace it, Be the outlaw, the enigma, the one that stands out. You're basically doing that already, just not making any profit off it. But you're doing fine so far. In your hero guise, at least. Your real life? Not so much. Maybe it's just not for you, No harm in that. Quit pretending to be what you're not. Cut the fat from your life. Become my partner. Would you like that? Oh, I'm not saying you'd have to become a supervillain. I'm a thief. I know I call myself a supervillain, but that's just for my clients. Nowadays, you can't get hired unless you're, the world's greatest assassin or have superpowers or something. Honestly, it's, exhausting. Don't you think you'd be better off spending time with me, rather than carrying on as you are? You said it yourself. I'm the only one who's been nice to you in costume. And you seem miserable in your regular life. So why not change that, You wouldn't have to help me pull off heists. I mean, you could if you wanted, but it's not required. Just spend time with me. Eat takeout, hang out, fight crime, rob banks, whatever takes your fancy. You can still be a hero, still fight supervillains, help old ladies cross the street, pull cats out of trees. I'll even help you. All I'm saying is, drop everything that makes you miserable and focus on what makes you happy. Does that sound unreasonable? You don't have to decide right now, of course. I know it's a lot to think about. But I really like being around you. I can sense a connection between the two of us. A spark. Something there. Something that makes me happy too. It just kills me sensing this cloud lingering over you. It's like you know the happiness you have when you're with me is only temporary. That you're going to be miserable again the second I leave. And I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone. I mean, look at those people down there. Not a single one of them would hesitate if I offered what I'm offering you right now. I'd share this happiness I feel with all of them if I could. But I can't. So, I'm choosing to share it with you. And you'd be stupid not to take it. Here's how it'll work. I'll give you my number. It's a burner, so don't get too excited. You have until next week to call it. Yeah, that seems fair. If you don't call, then I'm throwing it away and you'll never see me again. Because it's not fair for either of us. If you do, I'll arrange a meetup and we can... Excuse me? You don't need it? The number? Why's that? Oh. Your decision's been made, then, Well, that's fine. I'm ready. Let's hear it. I'm a big girl, I can take it. I'm actually happy we're getting it out of the way so quickly, so let's just... Oh, yes. I am very happy we got it out of the way so quickly. I would have hated to feel like my day had been wasted. And I'm very happy you made that choice. You're sure this is what you want? No second thoughts or anything? All right, good. From now on, there's not going to be any more superhero, supervillain stuff between us, all right? You and me, we're alike. We're on the same side, from now till forever. Oh, but that's enough of that mushy stuff. What do you say, partner? What do you want to do first, Because we can do anything we want now. You and me, together. What could stop us? Not the guild, not the assembly, nobody. There's an entire world of possibilities out there. And as far as I'm concerned, the world is our oyster. Now let's go take it. Good morning, sweetie. How are you this fine day? Oh, I can't even hear me. You must be so tired. Tired, or is... Wait. Is that a bruise? Who did this? Sweetie, wake up. Wake up. What's happened to you? What are you wearing? Things are starting to get a bit clearer. Poor dear, must be exhausted. Better make sure my paramour has something worth waking up to. Good morning, darling. Nice to see you're finally awake. Sleep well? Really? Well, that's good to hear. Why don't you sit down? I've made your favorite breakfast. Do I need a reason to make breakfast for you? Come on, sit down, enjoy it. I've been working you crazy recently, haven't I? With all those adventures we've been going on. Take a load off. Let's just relax today. Spend some time together. We've earned it. No, nothing for me. You know I don't eat breakfast. It's much too early. Besides, just watching you provides me with more than enough nourishment. Again, it's a bit too early for flirting, sweetie. But if that's how you want to take that, then feel free. It's on the house. Well, early by our standards. I know it's the middle of the afternoon, but we're adults. We can have different sleep schedules from everyone else. Especially since our work keeps us up so late. Speaking of which, darling, are you all right? I know you said you slept all right, but you seem a bit, more tired than usual. Bags under your eyes, poor posture, and, is that a bruise? Yeah, on your cheek. How on earth did you get that? I don't remember it from the last heist we pulled. Nobody even noticed us. We got away scot-free. So, what's going on, Nothing. Really? Because I struggle to believe that, dear. Oh, your superhero early warning system is tingling. Yeah, it better be, because you just lied to me. I woke up and found you in your old costume this morning. There you were, passed out in the old colors. Morning, afternoon, whenever. You know what I mean? Stop deflecting. Now, what's going on, I already have a good idea, but I think I deserve an explanation. After all, I thought you'd put this sort of thing behind you years ago. This heroic nonsense. I thought you'd come to see things my way after your little hero friends ran us out of town. Yes, I undressed you while you were sleeping and put you in your night gear. Grow up, we've been married for years. I've seen you naked 1,000 times. Now, come on. With all those feelings of responsibility you have, shouldn't you feel a responsibility to tell me the truth? Now spill it. 'Cause if you don't, well, I'll be forced to assume you're betraying me. What reason? Well, maybe you got cold feet about the heist we're planning next week and decided to turn me into the Heroes Guild. Oh, yes, it's happened before with villains I've worked with. Never thought it would with you, though. Who did it? Oh, you don't have to worry about them. They're, not around anymore. And if you'd like to join them, by all means, keep that mouth shut. See what happens. Oh, of course, I wouldn't really do that. Just like I know you would never betray me. But if you keep deflecting like you're doing, what other choice do I have than to assume that's what's happening, So come on, darling. Clear the air. Tell me the truth. Please. That's what I thought. You've been going out on patrol at night, swinging around, fighting crime just like the old days. And somehow I didn't notice until you passed out exhausted on the bed in full costume. I didn't even realize you still had it. I am impressed it still fits, though. Really. Good for you, sweetie. But on the other hand, doing this, pretending you're still a superhero, I'd rather you were having an affair, honestly. Oh, yes, of course, I remember what I said. When we got together, I said I was fine with you still being a hero, but I really thought that was just a phase. I thought you'd have grown out of it once you started coming on heists with me. I mean, I know you don't save people's lives just for the thrill. Trust me, you're a wonderful human being, and there's not a doubt in my mind that what you do is completely genuine. But, come on, sweetie. You know the risks of what you're doing, don't you? If the Heroes Guild hears you've been sighted in this area, they'll come looking for us again. And as much fun as you might have had escaping those guys, I, for one, am not very adept when it comes to superhuman combat. You've been sticking to the shadows, Well, sure, I believe that. You're very stealthy. Again, I didn't even hear you coming or going until this morning. But if you've been doing that, then what even happened last night? Oh, a supervillain. Really? Here in sunny Monaco? Who was it? Anyone I know? Oh, the shaded thief. Yes, I know him. Total loser. Nowhere near my league when it comes to thievery. But then, who is? He gave you a bruise then, I guess you must have been going really easy on him. Where was this? There wasn't anything about it on the news. Oh, that museum a few blocks from here. Bet that brought back a few, memories, didn't it? No, I'm not mad. Well, a little. Not because of the superheroing. It was wrong of me to assume you'd grow out of that. I mean, it's such an important part of your life, isn't it? It'd be like if you expected me to stop burgling and looting artifacts. Never going to happen. At least until I hit retirement age. I'm more peeved about you keeping this a secret, though. You don't get to pull that secret identity stuff on me, darling. I don't keep secrets from you, and I'm a supervillain. So you don't keep secrets from me, got it? It's very out of character for you, this, sneaking around. I mean, you're still happy with me, aren't you? You remember, I asked you if you had any regrets when you chose to come with me. You don't have any now, do you? Only one. Okay. Okay, what is it? Because whatever it is, we can fix it. It's okay for us to talk about this. I'm completely fine with that. Me? Oh, I don't have any. I'm completely happy with our relationship. I'm living the dream. I've got a super powerful partner who I love and go on adventures with. I'm rich. My life is never boring. What more could I ask for? There's not a single regret in the life I've chosen. So, what's wrong with yours? You can tell me anything. I promise. Come on, darling. Name that regret. I won't be mad. I can never stay mad at you. You're too nice. It's like being angry at a golden retriever. Impossible for more than a few minutes. Really? So, let me get this straight. Sometimes you think about all the lives you could have saved in the years we've been together? Oh, that damn responsibility again. It's like a curse, that thing. Always eating away at you. But I get it. I do. I do. Believe it or not, I've come to understand you fairly well over the years. Comes with the territory of being your wife. And I understand what you're doing now. You're asking my permission, aren't you? To do what you love. To be happy. And honestly, what kind of wife would I be if I didn't let you do that? You have my consent, darling. If you want to go back to being a superhero, that's fine by me. On a few conditions. Oh yes, you'd better believe there are some terms to this little arrangement. I think you'll find them quite fair, though. Firstly, you can't use that costume. Or your old code name. I know, they're both so iconic. But think about it, sweetie. If you use them, the Heroes Guild will be on us in a heartbeat. You have plenty of powers. Doesn't mean you have to use the ones that give you away, right? Maybe stick to your incredible jumping powers rather than your, swinging abilities, all right? Not that there's many skyscrapers around here anyway. All right, I'm glad you understand. Secondly, I get to design your new costume. You have to agree or no superheroing. Now, come on, you can trust me, right? After all, I designed your burglar costume, didn't I? And you do like how you look in that thing, don't you? All right. Glad you saw sense. Don't worry. I'll make it just as cool as your old outfit. Maybe even a bit more form-fitting if that's even possible. Thirdly, kind of branching off what I just said, if we ever hear of another superhero in the area, especially a member of the guild, we either lie low or move. Obviously, we still have other safe houses in other countries, dozens of them, so it's not the end of the world if we do get caught. But I happen to quite like where we are now. I'm comfy. I don't want to move. Oh, good. I'm glad you feel the same. Now, my final condition. You still have to come on heists. With me. Oh, yeah, that's the most important one. Well, probably not, but it is to me. Making sure you spend quality time with your wife? I don't think that's too much to ask. And I know you enjoy going on those little adventures with me. I know it gets your blood pumping. So come on. Superhero by day, supervillain by night? That's not too much to ask, is it? Besides, it's not like anyone ever gets hurt. Just some rich folks lose a priceless artifact, one that's often not even 1% of their weekly earnings and insured besides. That's not so bad, right? I love you, sweetie. You know that, right? Thank you for being honest with me, for trusting me with how you felt. I think that sort of thing is important in our kind of relationship. Especially in our kind of relationship. Because if we're not happy, what's the point, you know? I'll start designing your costume as soon as we're done. You'll be able to knock him dead in a week. But before you do that, come here. Give me a hug. And finish your breakfast, darling. It's getting cold.